आप म्यूट लो, म्यूट। हाँ, yeah. So, coming back to the verse we are having discussion on, in the purport of this verse, in the last line, Srila Prabhupada writes, being invited by such an atmosphere, a person who is passing through such a blissful family life desires to have his family with him at all costs. I'll repeat. In the purport, Srila Prabhupada writes, being invited by such an atmosphere, the person who is passing through such a blissful family life desires to have his family with him at all costs. Why does a person desire to have his family life at all costs? This is because of too much attachment with the family members. This is confirmed by Shukdev Goswami, the famous verse, which I'm sure all the devotees have heard of that. And this is found in first as a first chapter of second time. देहापत्ये कल्पादेश आत्सैनेश असत्वपि येषां कर्मत्वं नित्यं पश्यन्नपि न पश्यति. I'm sure everybody has heard this last part of it. Shukdev Goswami says that Deha, a person who is devoid of the knowledge of the self, Atma Tattva, he is too much attached on what? Deha, in body, Apatya, children, wife, Adish, the relation which are maintained or built up as a result of wife, that is father-in-law, mother-in-law, brother-in-law, all. So they then how are they? At Sanish Asatvapi. They are Sanish, fallible soldiers. Why? Because the body is temporary, so the relation, any relation to the body is also temporary. So they are fallible soldiers. Tesham Pramatto Nidhanam. A person sees them, they are dying, they are slowly going away. Yet he is not able to question a question. He is seeing them. Like I'll say, my case, my grandfather died, my father died. Had I not come into Krishna consciousness, had I not got the knowledge of the Gita, I would have still felt, oh, these are all my relatives who are here for permanent. And that's why Shukdev Goswami says, question apina question. Tesham pramatto. Pramatto means they are too much attached. The person who is too much attached to family life is not able to see what is to be seen. Let's also have a background of this one, which this is spoken by Shri Shukdev Goswami. In when Maharaja Parikshit was cursed by Ramna boy, Shringi, son of Shamik Rishi, Maharaj and he cursed him to live only for 7 days. After 7 days, he had to die. So what Maharaja Parikshit did, he did not go to any club or he did not go to any club to enjoy or to maximize his sense gratification. He didn't go to any doctor or surgeon to see that his life is extended to some more years, to some more years. No, he took it as will of the providence, and he came to the banks of river Ganges to have consultation with the great sages. The news of Maharaja Parikshit leaving the body in the next 7 days was spread all over the universe. And there came, and because of this news, all the great personalities like Devrishi, Asito, Vyasdev Naradji, and so many, the name of all the great sages are given in they came. And they started murmuring what Maharaja Parikshit should do in this critical situation. Some said, because there were also some impersonalists. So some said, no, Maharaj should do some austerity. Maharaj, some said, oh, Maharaj Parikshit. Maharaj, let's, let's remember that Maharaj Parikshit was a Raj Rishi, a stately king. He was not an ordinary king. So the counseling was being done. Some said he should give charity. But all this, while all this was going on, suddenly Maharaj Srila Shukdev Goswami appeared in the assembly of those great sages. And he came on his own accord, Yadrichya. He was not invited, he came on his own. He was offered proper seat and greetings by all present. And Maharaja Parikshit also prayed him and gave him seat of honor. And he asked him, uh, he asked, Atapachami samsitim yogina karma purushasye dharkaryam vriyamanasya sarvata. Maharaja Parikshit said, what I want to tell that I heard from the Guru, in that assembly of sages, there were some very powerful rishis or sages who could have nullified the effect of uh, this snake who was to bite Parikshit Maharaj and would not have allowed this situation to happen. But Maharaja Parikshit prevented that. No, since he is already decided that he had to leave the body, so he was preparing himself to leave that body. So in that situation, when Srila Shukdev Goswami came, Maharaja Parikshit asked, Tata Prachami Samsiddhi. Therefore, as I'm about to leave the body, therefore, I beg to ask Prachami Samsiddhi. What is the perfection? I'm asking you because you are Yoginam Paramam Guru. You are Guru, spiritual master of all the yogis. Purushyas ye lat karyam. What a person should do. Mriyamanasya sarvatha. Who is about to die. Is there anyone who believes that he is not going to die? Everyone has to die. So in that sense, this question is relevant to all of us. Maharaja Parikshit was in a way lucky that he knew that he had to die in 7 days. But in our case, we do not know whether we're going to live for next 7 minutes or not. We may live for another 70 years, but we may also not live for next 7 minutes. So in that sense, this question assumes great importance. What is being asked by Parikshit Maharaj? So now in the next verse, before that, in the purport of this verse, Srila Prabhupada writes, and I quote, the question forwarded by Parikshit Maharaj is the basic principle of the complete thesis of Srimad Bhagavatam. So you can very well understand the importance of this question. This forms the basis of the complete thesis of Srimad Bhagavatam. Because we are always, at all costs, we are prone to death. So in the next question, Srila Parikshit Maharaj asked Srila Shukdev Goswami, यक्षोक्तम अथोचप्तम यत् कर्तव्यम नरभिः प्रभो अमृतम्यम भजनीयम वा तुहि यद्वा विपर्ययम्. A person who is about to die, yet shoktam, what he should hear, shoktam, and what yet shoktam and yet japtam, atho japtam, and what he should chant. Now this confirms that this was spoken 5,000 years before. The practice of japa was very much prevalent even at that time. Japa, and this is what we do after Bangla Aarti. Japtam, yat kartavyam narhitam. What is the responsibility of a person who is about to die? Then samritavyam, what he should remember. And lastly, he says, bhajaniyam, or who should he worship? And then Parikshit Maharaj also says, Bruhi, yadva viparyayam. Please also say what he should not do. This is called yam and niyam. When we are given initiation by our spiritual master also gives us instructions on yam and niyam. Yam is what is not to be done. And what is not to be done, we all know. We are all initiated. Everybody is initiated except one Prabhu. And those four regulating principles, no meditating, no intoxication, etc. And the niyam is what? 16 hours minimum chanting, fasting on Ekashi days. So this is niyam. So in that sense, Parikshit Maharaj is also asking about the yam and niyam, what he should do and what he should not do at this critical time of his death. Of course, Srila Shukdev Goswami is going to give answer, which is Tasmat Bharat Sarvatma. This is also a very famous verse. Tasmat Bharat Sarvatma Bhagwan Ishwara Hari Shotavyas Kirtitavyascha Samritavyascha Je Chitabham. Anyone who wants to get rid of the fear of death, what he should do? Here, Krishna is referred in three titles: Bhagwan, Ishvara, Hari. Anyone who wants to get rid of the fear of death, he has to do what? Shotavya. He has to hear. Kirtitavyascha. He has to glorify. And then Samritavyascha. And he has to remember. Chechitavya. If he desires to get rid of the fear of death, he has to chant, he has to glorify, he has to remember who? Shri Krishna. Now, in the verse we started with Deyavite Kalpata Vishwa. There came a word, Pramatto. Kesham Mattonit. Pramatto means too much attachment with the family members, or relations. Someone may say, what's wrong in having attachment with the family members? What is the difficulty? Naturally, they are our relative, there's a wife, there are children. Why not to have attachment? What is wrong? The answer is given by Gajendra. Gajendra says that if you are attached to these relations or overly attached, natural is understood. But if you are overly attached, then you cannot get Krishna. In his prayer to Lord Vishnu, Gajendra said, आप जाप शक्ति दुष्प्रापणाय गुण संग विवर्जिताय मुक्ताद्भि स्वहित परिभाविताय ज्ञानात्मने भक्ति नमीश्वराय. Here, Gajendra says, आप जाप वित्त जिनेश शक्ति सत्य दुष्प्रापणाय गुण संग. Anyone who is too much attached to his body, here Atman is taken as body. Atmaja. Atmaja means children born from the body, like sons. Atma. Apt, wife. Grah, home, with, finance. Janeshu, all the relatives which come in city of marriage. Again, father-in-law, mother-in-law, and all those So if one is too much attached to these, then he cannot. Then Gajendra is addressing to Lord Vishnu, Dushprapanaya, very difficult to attain. Why? Good, because you are Gun Sang Vivarjita. Because you are above the mode of you are above the mode of material nature. Three modes of material nature. Gun Sang Vivarjita. We have with the uh, in the case of with Srila Shukdev Goswami could have clubbed it with the graha, graha and with, with means wealth. In wealth also comes your house properties. But why Shukdev Goswami is saying graha separately? It means home or house. It's because we have all experienced. It's not the brahmacharis, but grahasthas. Whenever we have the opportunity of going for a short trip for 7 days or 3 days or 4 days, we look forward to come back to our home. And then when we are back, we say, oh, home is sweet home. So that's attachment. That's where Shukdev Goswami is uh, suggesting not to have too much attachment with these things. Now, next part of the verse says, Muktadhi Swahide Paribhavit. Those who are not attached, they are Muktatma. They are not attached with family, they are living a very blissful life. Swahide Paribhavit. In their heart, you manifest on your own. And this is confirmed by Brahmaji also. Brahmaji says in Ram Samhita, Premanjan Churit Bhakti Vinochineva, Santasadeva Meditation Yogayanti, Yamsham Sundar Vachin Kuntam, Govindamadi Pusham, Amam, Vitami. So if Lord is pleased with our bhakti, he manifests by himself in the heart. So Gajendra is saying Muktat means Hridaya Paribhav. But those who are too much attached to family life, it is very difficult in Krishna. Paribhavitaya Jnana Atmane Bhakti Nam Ishna. To whom I am offering my obeisances, Gajendra says, Jnana Atmane. Because you are cognizant of everything. There is nothing material in your body. You are totally Sachidanand, full of knowledge, full of bliss and eternity. Now we, in this verse of prayer of Bridget, we also heard uh, how Lord Vishnu is addressed as Pulsan Vivarjitai. He is above the three modes of material nature. The subject of three modes of material nature is very nicely discussed in Bhagavad Gita 14th chapter. After explaining the causes and symptoms of these three modes of material nature, and when Arjuna heard them, Arjuna asked question. Arjuna said, Kailingas teen guna, Kailingas teen guna netam, Ati to bandi prabhu, Timachara katham chetam, teen guna netam. He asked Krishna, in this verse, he asked three questions. Kailingas, what are the symptoms of a person who has transcended these three modes of material nature? Timachara, what is his acharan, his conduct? Katham Himachara Katham Chaitanya, Teen Gunanati. How one can come out of these, uh, come out the grip of these three modes of nature. Krishna replied, in there are three questions as I said. The next four verses in Bhagavad Gita, 14th chapter, they talk about the symptoms and conduct of a person who has transcended the three mode of material nature. Krishna says, प्रकाशं च प्रवृत्तिं च मोहमेवं च पाण्डव अदृष्टिस्तानि निवृत्तानि कनकाक्षते उदासीनवत् आसीनो गुणे यो न विचार्यते गुणावृत्तम् इत्येव यो वितिष्ठति नैनति. And then these two verses cover the symptom of a person who has gone above the material code of nature. And then the next two verses, Krishna explains the conduct of the person. How is he? Some sukta swastha, some loshna kanchana. Tulya priya priyo dhiras, tulyo nitnat samstuti. मानवमाने अतुल्य तुल्यो विचारी पक्षयो स्फुरन्ति इत्यादि गुणातीता स उच्यते. I'm not going into the explanation of these verses because my interest is more on the last part of the question, which is how to transcend these verses. So Krishna here answers. This is the fifth verse that series. Yoma vyabhicharin yogen se those who are engaged in my devotional service, Yoma vyabhichar, those who are engaged without fail, constantly. Yoma vyabhichar is 50 yogen se those who are worshipping me, engaged in my devotional service. Saguna samtityata, they become gunati. They rise above those three modes of material nature. So, Brahmbhuyaya in the word Vyabhicharin, also explained by Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. He says that the devotional service without the tinge of karma and jnana, including actions and knowledge, that is Vyabhicharin bhakti. So those who are engaged in that kind of bhakti, they will rise, they can rise to the modes of material nature, which are otherwise very difficult to overcome, as is also confirmed in the Gita. Devi Aisha Mamai Maya Dirutya Mamai Maya. Those who want to cross over these material modes of nature, they are required to surrender to me. Therefore, it is very difficult to cope up with these modes unless we surrender to Krishna and we engage ourselves in his bhakti. And Brahmbhuyaya Kalpa, when one engages in devotional service, he achieves the Brahmbhut state, that is all blissful. And that's also confirmed by Narad Muni, Narad Bhakti Sutta. जब यल्लब्धवा कुमान सिद्धो भक्ति अमृतो भक्ति तृप्तो भक्ति. By getting engaged in bhakti, Narad Muni confirms that one gets perfection, siddho bhakti. Siddho bhakti, tripto bhakti, he is also satisfied. And he also gets nectar, amrito. In Srimad Bhagavatam, the position of Lord is also confirmed as Gunasang Vivarjita by Shukdev Goswami. In another verse, Hare Niguna Sakshat Usha Prithvirtaraha Sahasarudrik Utreshta Tam Bhajanti Nirguno Bhavet. Shukdev Goswami says that just by worshipping the Supreme Lord, one gets out of these three modes of material nature. And that's also the position of a devotee when he engages himself in the devotional service. That's also confirmed by Lord Chaitanya in Chaitanya Charitamrita, that he becomes he rises above the mode of material nature, and his body also becomes spiritual. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told Sanatana हरिदास ठाकुर प्रभु कहे वैष्णव के प्राकृत बुलाए आपन कर हे भक्त चिदानंदमय. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that a devotee's body is never a material body. Aprakritar Deh. He, as soon as he takes initiation, this is what Srila Prabhupada has explained in the purport. As soon as one gets initiation and he also follows the instruction of his spiritual master, his body becomes spiritual. So, this is the importance of getting closer to the initiation and Krishna. One may say that is it the only way to get rid of the mode of material nature? Is there any other way? Yes, there is no other way. Bhagavatam says, Tapasvino dan parayashasvino manasvino mantravidasi mangala shemam navindanti vinaya darpanam tasmai subhadra shasenam. In his Mangala Charan prayer, in the beginning of Srimad Bhagavatam, Srila Shukdev Goswami says, Tapasvino dan parayashasvino. Whatever austerity one, whatever amount of charity one may give, dan para, yashasvino. Whatever fame one may achieve, manasvino. Whatever meditation one may do as a muni. Mantra vida. One may know many mantras. One may sumangala. One may read any amount of Vedic literature. Shemam navindanti vinaya dar. But he cannot get his welfare perfectly vinaya darpana without surrender to the lotus feet of Krishna. To that Krishna, Tasmai Subhadra Shah say, I offer my. So the crux of today's talk is a kind of reaffirmation that we are engaged in bhakti, and this is the only path to get rid of all the problems, and we can feel reassured by the words of Srimad Bhagavatam that we are on the right path, and we can resolve to remain there resolutely. With these words, if anyone has any comment or realization to add, please. Hare Krishna. Yes. Hare. Sorry, I'm not able to hear. Okay. Yeah. This is sorry. This is what so many people say. Hmm. Okay. I raised this question also with Hanuman, and what he said, I'll repeat. Bhakti is the panacea for everything, and also in Bhagavatam it is confirmed. Akama sarva kamama, moksham udharati. Even bhakti yoga, Vijay Purusham. There is, if someone has this desire or that desire, the only way is bhakti. He has to accelerate his bhakti. Now, other methods like meditation or uh, other path, they may be relevant in certain age or certain time. We don't reject them, we don't ridicule. But in this age, this is the only way as confirmed by our superior authorities that bhakti is the only way. Or more concisely, which is made by the mercy of Lord Chaitanya, chanting, chanting Hare Nam, Hare Nam, so therefore, bhakti in this element is relevant in this age. That's all I can say. I hope it satisfies your question, if I correctly understood. Yes, ma'am. Sorry, you're a little distant. If you could kindly come a bit further. Yeah, yeah. So your question is that I talked about connection to family and detachment. So how is it necessary? When we use the word pramattu, it also means one is attached excessively or intoxicatingly. So the suggestion of Bhagavatam is not to attach to once we have chosen to be in Grastashram, we cannot ignore our relationship. Because it is no way, in no way it is said that you get totally detached with. You remain attached with them, but not overly attached. In the sense that 24/7, if we think of their welfare, how my son will grow up, how he will get a job, how will he get married, and if that comes as an impediment for your remembering Krishna, then it will be considered as a overly attached. But while performing your uh, uh, bhakti, you also have to take care of your children, your wife. Wife has certain needs. One has to fulfill that since one has chosen to be in Grihastha ashram. So in no way it is suggested that you just ignore them or you uh, just completely get rid of them. No, it is no way it is said. You, as a head of the family, you're male, you have to take care of the needs of the family. But it is a kind of like doing some acting in a stage while you mentally remain alert to your obligations towards bhakti, towards Krishna. But outwardly, you also remain attached to show them, I'm also attached to them. I love my children. I like my, that's all. But actually, one can remain attached to Krishna. And once we have the family, which is also engaged in Krishna consciousness, probably they will also not require your attention too much because they are also doing their bhakti. So in that sense, there is a good balancing. If the family members are also Krishna conscious or engaged in. So the point was not to overly attach. Prabhakti. It was not said that you will remain sakti. Asakti or sakti is like too much attachment, but too much detachment. No, is we have to maintain some kind of balance. I hope my explanation is correct. Yes, Prabhu. So the last part I'm missing it. Uh-huh. Well, if you compare yourself with Parikshit Maharaj's position, just remember that Parikshit Maharaj was one such personality whose life starts with Krishna and ended with Krishna. But we can check ourselves what was our position. Krishna had given him Sakshat Darshan, direct darshan, while he was in the tummy of his mother. And therefore, I'll also say that if we look at the position of Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj was given all kind of tormentation by his father, but he did not budge. He did not stop uh, chanting or worshipping Vishnu. He was thrown from the cliff downside. He did not bother. But if we look at our position, if somebody from your side says, "Oh, there is a snake," I was the first one to run, knowing fully well that this is not. I'm not the body. I am soul. But I am also. Majority of us are also in the, including me, are in the grip of agyan, ignorance. So when we get this kind of curse, or if we get this kind of curse that you have to live within 7 days, uh, to think that this is the will of the providence, it will be very great. But how many of us will be able to actually do it? That is very hard to say. Uh, I will say that if you ask me, I'll take it personally as a blessing. Recently, we saw the device of a very dear devotee, Pranab Prabhu, and I was talking to my wife. I said that those who get a disease and their time of departure is almost fixed, in a way they are very lucky because they can concentrate rest of their time only on bhakti. But in our case, we are always engaged in some planning. Oh, we'll do this, we'll do that, then we'll do bhakti. So in that sense, and also I remember now a couplet in Hindi which I'll translate. Uh, it says that दाता जिस पर कृपा करता देता तीन दान निर्धन और रोगी करता जग में हो अपमान. So what I said, when Lord is kind or merciful on anyone, He gives three benedictions. And what are those three benedictions? He makes him poor. One. Second, He makes him diseased. Third, he he gets a lot of infamy in the world. Now all these things, in what way one can say that they are benedictions. But a devotee's view is that they are, because when one gets these kind of benediction, one is isolated to do only one. So ultimate aim is bhakti. So it is it's hard for me to generalize to say that we should take it as a will of the providence or how do we take it. It is entirely up to our mental framework. How do we take it? Up to what level we are ingrained with the spiritual knowledge to take up this kind of situation. I hope it's yes. I correctly understood, you saying that it is a karma uh, which, uh, which affects us, and by the influence of that karma, we act accordingly. You talked about the karma, and you said that we act according to the influence of the karma. But on the issue of karma, when we are initiated, the Guru take our karma. So it is as long as we are following the instructions of Guru Maharaj, then we are not affected by our. And also, so you're saying that to be a brahmachari or brahmachari, uh, who should decide how should we well the um, the movement of karma is very difficult to understand. This is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita, fourth chapter. कर्मणामति बुद्धके बुद्धविचारी कर्मणा कर्मस्य बुद्धिमो गहना कर्मति gana is very difficult. It is very difficult to understand. So to relate it with what we do in karma, it is not an easy subject. But if we choose to be in certain ashram, I think best thing is to hold consultation with the Guru Maharaj and follow his instructions. But if we relate it with karma, no, it's very difficult. Also, there's a very nice verse which can be which can be studied by everyone. It is from Bhagavatam, which rejects all these stories. Nine Janome Sukha Prete, Nate Vagam Ram Kumpa, Mana Karanam Munti, Sansar Chakre Kartate. It means for our present condition, Nayam Janome, Nobody is spoken. Nayam Janome Sukha Prete, Nate Vagam, neither did not grab, not like not grab, not कर्म neither past action not blame not blame जरूर जो है तो neither what neither kala neither it is only the mind which is responsible for all of us so नारे जरूर से तो है तो ना है what not neither kala ना है कारण हम की संसार चक्र परिवर्तन there is the mind which is responsible so we have to train our mind. तंत्राशय भागवतम की